Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Andrew, and welcome on back to Academia School Simulator. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. I'm having a fantastic day, and we are back inside of our little school that we started to build last episode. And thank you guys so much for watching last episode. If you did not, you can take a look down in the description where you can find the playlist for the series, and also the start of episode 1. Anyway, so what is on the agenda of the day? Well, obviously, it is day 1 in the game. Well, day 1, year 1 for the school year. Right now, we're currently starting right before the beginning of the day, so we got a couple things that we can do. Right now, we are finishing up the research that is going on for school cleaning. Once when we do that, we can actually go and complete the grant that we currently have, which is hiring the 3 janitors, and then we'll be all good there. In fact, that should be done in just a moment. And we'll go and keep that up. There we go. And we'll just hire 3 janitors. I'm not going to worry about like condensing or going down on size with janitors, but I will go and make sure that I keep them. Now you can go and see here that our cash flow isn't necessarily the greatest at this time. So we are going to need to be keeping an eye on this. However, this isn't necessarily something you're going to need to focus on too heavily, as long as you keep in mind that your cash flow should never exceed negative 1,500. That's what I usually use as a good, like, a key interval at the beginning of a actual playthrough. The main reason I say that is, one, that's going to give you enough of a wiggle room to go ahead and actually be able to let your school survive until the end of the year. And it is also going to be enough wiggle room to let you handle any events that may pop up. Events will go and happen throughout the course of the actual school year, so you might want to make sure you have a lot of money. We have 39,000, which is perfectly fine. I think we'll be okay for today. Grants. I'm going to go back over to grants here and see what we got. I'm going to go and do toilet training. Toilet training is going to be so useful right now, so let's go and get that sorted out first of all. Now, as I said in the last episode, we would be using this space up here. 2 of these spots would be for the actual toilets, and then one of them would be for the clinic. And I think that's exactly what we're going to do here. So I am going to use our beige wall here, and going to get these built up. We're not going to need to worry about hiring new workers because we already got 5, I believe. We may want to condense by getting down to just 4 here in just a moment, at least by the end of the first day, because we don't necessarily need to have 5 consistently. There's no real requirement, you could say, to go ahead and have 5 workers. But it is recommended to make sure you have enough workers so that way you're not having to have queues wait forever. Granted, that can be useful sometimes, however, you don't want it to be your main concern all the time. Now, I am going to just do that real quick. I'm also going to lay down bathroom tile, as that I have a feeling is going to be rather useful, to say the least. Let's go ahead and go into the objects here and go down to the toilets tab. Ah, yes, that's right. We need to research basic facilities. Basic facilities is only 1,000. It's only going to take 1 hour in game, which, frankly, that's not going to take too much long. They're going to complete that, and we'll be all good. Now, after that, we do want to get started on discipline, and I think going ahead and getting detention rooms right afterwards is going to be useful. Followed after detention rooms, we're going to want to work on getting disciplinary actions, which is going to allow us to get the pause the game real quick. Allow us to get the student monitors, which I will actually go and research detention rooms and student discipline at the same time. So if you don't know how this research tree works, if you want to research up to a certain point, like let's say you want to research student discipline, but you haven't researched detention rooms yet, you can go and click this, and it will start the research for detention rooms first, and then it will go ahead and do student discipline or whatever it is that's up next after that one finishes up. So if you got something that you haven't researched that is right beforehand, it will go ahead and research that before it researches the one that you want. Or any requirement ones, that is. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll go and let that run for a minute. Let's go into the actual zones here and get these designated as male and female toilets. Now, this is where a lot of people differ, but preferably, let's go ahead and do 2 male and or 2 toilets and 3 urinals. And I think that we should be good with that. And I think that's really good in terms of that is concerned. I am going to go and get some garbage cans in here because that is going to be useful. The toilets themselves can get pretty dirty if you don't keep on top of them. So I highly recommend that you make sure that you have at least the 2 janitors, or you have at least 1 garbage can in there. It's going to make things so much easier for you. Okay, so that's completing the toilets. We already got that. I'm going to quickly do the detention room because that's actually going to be finished up here in just a moment. And all we have to do is wait for the detention rooms to finish. And then we'll need to go into the reports tab and we'll have to assign a detention room to one of these. And assigning detention rooms is very easy. And in fact, there's multiple ways you can do it. The first way is that you can go into the zones tab here and you can select the zone edit button, which will allow you to go and click on a zone, and then it will bring up the zones panel. Now, because this is a classroom that we're looking at right here, it's going to allow us to rename the classroom, change the year level for it between freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior. It will tell us the amount of the class size that's currently assigned in there, the amount of seats that is in there, and whether or not it is a detention room. The way you can tell is if the check mark there is a check mark inside of the detention room's box. So we can click on that, and that will complete the objective for us. Very easy. Now, we are going to need to get disciplinary action. This is where we go and hire our hall monitor. So we are going to go and get that. This will be finished up here in just a moment. Actually about an hour in game time, so I'll go and cut for when that is finished up. Okay, now that student discipline is done, we can actually go ahead and hire a hall monitor, which I'll do that real quick. And this is where our first event comes in place. I decided to pause it like right as soon as it popped up, so it makes sense. We can go and accept this, or we can ignore it. Ignoring it will go and cost us a bit of prestige, which obviously we don't really want to lose that much, so we're going to accept it. An unsavory politician offers a charitable donation to the school in exchange for allowing a small billboard to be built along the road of your school. Ooh, that's going to be interesting. So, there is a couple things we can do here. An 80% chance for this to happen, and I kind of want to lean away from this. So this one says you can go and accept the $10,000 that the politician offers, and it will be an 80% chance that 10 students will become bullies. That seems highly unlikely. As much as I would want to go and take the money, we have 38,000 sitting inside of our actual account right now. I don't think we're going to do that. So, to help with our prestige a little bit, I'm going to say, no thank you, we don't want your money. And perfect. Your principled stand wins you many admirers. So plus 100 for prestige. Perfect. So now we're a little bit higher than what we were before, so that actually does help us out. Also, something I did forget to mention in the last episode is that when you go ahead and handle... Also, I'm going to go ahead and kick out this schooner here real quick. When you are focusing on a couple things here. Okay, so when you are completing a actual grant, you can see that each grant has like a certain amount of prestige that will be granted to you when you complete it. This is just to go and help you in terms of getting up and start in your actual ranking. So if you take a look at your school's report card here, you can check to see what your rank is versus what your rival school rank is and how many interested students you have. Currently, because of our actual prestige, we have 204 students interested. However, because it's the middle of the school year, we aren't going to have many students, or we can't go ahead and accept those new students because, frankly, it's the middle of the school year. We can't go ahead and accept it. We won't be able to accept new students that are incoming until the beginning of the new school year. That is where things will go and help us out a lot. Now, I did want to mention, I want to aim, and I know this is kind of hard to say because it's a hardcore series. I want to aim that by the end of this series, we have reached Ivy League. Ivy League being rank 1 out of 1,000. That's, yeah. So, we got a little ways to go, to say the least. It's going to take us a couple school years to get to that point, but overall, I think we can do that. Now, let's go ahead and take a look here. So, what is up next? We can actually go and do the school health one now, which is for the clinic. Now, we are at 1,800 in the negative. Now, initially speaking, that's not a bad thing, but let me see here. Our cash flow is stating that we've actually had a good cash flow for this day. So I think as long as we have a good cash flow for the day, I think we should be fine. Because I think that because we are receiving so much money through our grants, that we are actually getting a good cash flow coming through. So I am going to go ahead and get a couple things going here. First off, I'm going to go and do, let's see, social skills. We could go and do the cafeteria. However, I kind of want to shy away from that for now. I may go to that at a sometime later on. We might wait on that a little bit. Let's see. Project management. That's not really too needed. Vice principal. We could actually do that. That would actually help us out a lot. So, I think we might do get a vice principal, which, let me check vice principals here, which is going to require us to research delinquent labor and then go into vice principal. So I think going forward and getting the health as wealth is going to be better. Yeah, let's go do the health as wealth, and we'll do the school health one. And that is going to keep our daily spending up into the positives for the moment. And we'll go ahead and bring over some beige walls down here, so that way we can build up the actual clinic. And that should be well and good. As far as the floor tile is concerned for the clinic, I kind of am thinking just use the, no, not the bathroom tile. That wouldn't be useful. Maybe, but diagonal tile? Yeah, we'll go do that one. A little bit ornate, but that's fine. Okay, the health as wealth is going to take a couple in-game hours to go and complete, but that should be fine. While we are doing that, I am going to go ahead and come in here. I'm going to get some wood panels coming along here into the freshman and the sophomore rooms. And that should be fine. Kelly Campbell dropped out of your school because it is filthy. Well, that's not good. Those are messages that we are going to see on a fairly, I wouldn't say frequent, but definitely on a fairly consistent basis at the beginning. So we want to try and keep on top of that. The best way we can is to make sure that we are doing everything in our power to improve the school. having flooring down in the places where it is considered a walkable terrain, or anything else that could be considered useful by any means. So the actual people are going to work, the actual workers are going to do that. Once when they finish up that, we are going to go down to 4 workers. Okay. Get rid of that. We're going to just go and get, fire 1, and that should be fine. And what we can do is just go and get rid of 2 of our vending machines because we don't need more than 2. But that should be fine. We'll be fine without that. We still have about an hour's worth of the actual research to do, so that should be fine. Now we're going on to day 2. Day 2 is not going to be that bad, so cash flow is currently now in the negative. That's fine. We can, well, not cash flow, but daily spending is currently in the negative. We want to go and get that up a bit. So let's go ahead and come into here, go into the clinic tab, because the clinic research is completed. Let's go ahead and get like 2 chairs right there. Go and get the medicine cabinet, and then we'll go and do that real quick. And that should go and complete the clinic once when that's done. We're going to get the clinic zone created here. And then we're going to want to get, I think the tab says 2 nurses. Yes. But in all honesty, you really only need to have 1. So I'm going to go ahead and fire 1 of the nurses. The nurses and janitors, by the way, because of our principal that we have, which is the Mr. D. Hauser, they are cheaper. So we don't need to necessarily worry about spending too much money on the nurses and janitors. So whenever you have 6 students, the 6 students will be sent here to go and be taken care of by the actual nurse. They do have a chance to actually get that done. We don't have any 6 students at the moment. I know that in the last episode I mentioned something along the lines of waiting until you have your first 6 student. But sometimes it's better to be prepared ahead of time beforehand. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and go into common area. No, let's go into nutritional needs. That actually might be useful because that means we can actually build the cafeteria. Cafeteria is actually going to be really useful for us because obviously it's going to be a good place to go and get students their foods. So let's do the nutritional needs. And let's go and use our blueprint tool here. I'm going to pause the game while I'm doing this. I'm going to bring you out by about 15. And I think I want to have the kitchen be like right about here. And I think have it come down right here. So have that be like a 4x5 area. Have that be like right there. Well, let me see. Put the actual sink like right there. We can have the door to there. Okay. I think I got an idea of how I want to position this. Ooh. Actually. Do that. Okay, so first off, we need to have a space for the refrigerators. Refrigerators are 2x1, so we're going to just have 3 in total at maximum. But obviously, when we start building this, we're only going to be building 1. Let's see here. Then we're going to want to extend this over. And we'll go and put the sink right there. Now, as far as the actual stoves are concerned, we'll put those along this wall right here. Have 5 stoves in total. Maximum speaking, that is. Let's go ahead and build you right there. And then I want to go and put... So this is where the actual like plate cabinets are going to be, or plate counters. And then food counters can go right there. 2 food counters, and I think that should be fine. And then what we'll need to do, have 3x8, 3x8. So that's enough for 24 students. 8, 8, 8, 8. That's enough for 32 students. Okay. So math is hard. Let's see here. I think that should be fine. Now, as far as what can go here, because I don't think we're going to need more than that. Definitely not. That's 8 right there. Ooh, okay. So we can actually extend you out by 2, maybe? I think that would be okay. Yeah, 2 would be actually... extending it out by 2 so that we have capacity for 64. That's fine. That actually would work pretty nicely. Now right there, I'm going to have... inside of this room, I'm not 100% certain what I'm going to put there, but I have a funny feeling I know what I want to, but I'm not 100% certain. It most likely will be like a staff facility. Maybe like a staff cafeteria. I'm not 100% certain though. But I think we'll be fine for the moment. So let's go ahead and get that sorted out here. We'll go and let the game run a little bit while we do this. And we should be fine. Okay. Grab your walls. And we're going to start building. Actual walls are going to be pretty expensive. So we do got to be on top of how much we are spending for this. We don't want to be spending too much. Is what I am trying to say. Okay. I think that we should be fine. You have too many 6 students. Oh boy. Uh-oh. How did you all get sick so quickly? Go ahead and get another nurse. How did they get sick so quickly? 27 sick students. How? How? How is that even possible? What? Okay, hold on. Get a couple of medical beds put in there, please, staff. Okay. Come on. Finish up that wall and then go build the medical beds. Yes, I'm aware we have too many students. If we get more students than what we do have right now, we are going to be in deep trouble. Okay. 25. That number should slowly drop down. Yeah. That should be fine. Let's go ahead and get another chair here so that way there's more waiting space. Why are you sitting there? Okay, I'm going to also get the... Where is it? Monitor routing. So monitor routing is going to be useful for us. Yes, I'm aware we have... Okay, well that happened. Let's just hope that's going to actually get rectified here. Yeah, 14 students now. That's fine. We'll get that sorted out as time goes on. Okay, let's go ahead and get the rest of this sorted out. Go ahead and get some doors here. Get more walls. And then we want to go ahead and get objects. Let's go into cafeteria first. We're going to want to build up Now, one thing that is going to be beneficial for us is that the actual cafeteria is going to be using organic food. It's not going to be using like anything like sloppy joes or anything like that. It's going to be using organic food. So there is going to be like a health boost there. So it is going to be useful. Let's see here. Kitchen. There we go. We are only going to need like one refrigerator, one sink, and we'll go ahead and do 2 stoves. Monitor routing is complete. I'm going to go quickly do that. There we go. That should be fine. Eventually speaking, when we get this built, we are going to need to have hall monitors coming into here. So that would be useful for us to go and get sorted. Let's see here. Go ahead and get the zones placed down here for nutrition. Cafeteria is going to be this. It should already be completed. No, it has to be marked as indoors. That's right. And then the kitchen will be marked as there. Let's go and build the door there, and that will go and be that. Oh boy, that's a lot of trash cans that the actual janitors has. We may end up having to do something for the janitors. We'll focus on that here in just a minute. And that will complete the cafeteria. You just need your refrigerator, and then you are perfectly fine. We need to get how many cooks? 2. 1, 2. That's going to complete that. And how much is that spending? 7,000. Not the greatest, but we can work with it. Ace period, nothing crazy, so we'll be fine. That should allow people to go and get some food. So yeah. On a normal speaking, students will go ahead and get food at the, like, I'd say close to the beginning of the actual, like, school day, if there is any. However, not always the case. Now, I think with that being the end of day 2, and we've got quite a bit going on for us, we've already had quite a good number going on today. At the end of the day, we now have 7 delinquent students, 3 sick students, and we did go ahead and lose a few students inside of the sophomore and senior classes. 1 sophomore dropped out and 3 seniors dropped out, leaving us with a total of 56 students. Now, that's not too terribly bad, but at the same time, we could do better. Now, we are going to strive for better, but that will have to wait till next time. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys did like this video, please go and leave a like down in below. And if you want to see more content like this, then make sure to go and subscribe, and make sure to ring the bell icon to receive notifications whenever I post a new video. Anyway, ciao for now, guys. Hope to see you guys later. Bye-bye.